None of that superficial stuff that we put forth declares or determines or defines whether or not they are truly my brother or my sister. Why is that? Because for as many as have received him, Jesus, gave he the right to be called sons and daughters and children of the Most High God. And that cuts through every man-made wall that we've erected to highlight our differences and points us to one immutable fact, that there is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, man and woman, but all are one in Christ.
We know that human relationships can sometimes cool over time, and we reprioritize things and life gets in the way. But we have to be intentional, right? We have to do things to make sure that those relationships keep going. You invest in them because they're important to you, because you know that you have to continue to build them. And it's the same way with Jesus. When we first get to know him, we're excited. This is a new relationship. He's everything we've waited for and everything that is filling our heart's desire. But are you making sure he's a priority? Are you working on that relationship? Are you making sure that he's first? It occurred to me that the closer that you get to Jesus, the more he's able to show us how to love.
It up. So dig this. Romans 5:8 says this. God demonstrates, or he proves, he shows his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. He said, look, he didn't say when you got yourself cleaned up, you came through, you had a nice tux on, you had a bow tie, you had your tails on, then you got, he said, no. While you were in the mud, while you were in the muck, while you were in the mire. Now, we could be like, all right, well, I was dirty. I fell down by myself. That's not really my fault. Look, it's even deeper than that. It means that when we were in rebellion. All right, it goes deeper. I'm going to go one level deeper. When we were his adversary. When we were saying, God, I hate you. I hate you. I don't love you. Don't care about me. I don't care about you. Guess what God did? He dropped down on one knee and said, will you marry me? Could you imagine that? I'm not doing it. I love y'all. But I'm not dropping down on one knee for anybody that hates me. But he said he demonstrated, he proved his love. That's how he proved it. Not when we got cleaned up, but when we were messed up.
In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, as Stadia pointed out, right? Love is patient, love is kind, it's not jealous, not boastful, it's not rude, it's not a self-serving, right? Well, let me ask you something. If you're condemning yourself, are you loving yourself? And if you don't love yourself and you condemn yourself, you're going to condemn your neighbor. And on the other side of it, if you are not being convicted, you are not giving the food to you're not giving the food of the word into your spirit. You're feeding your flesh, you're not feeding your spirit. And that right there is self-serving. How are we going to convict? How is God going to convict our neighbor with us bringing them to him if we're not even convicted ourselves? And that's my prayer, guys. That's my hope for this church. That's that hope for me. That's my hope for everybody out here, all my family. It's like God come alongside you. Let God come alongside you and convict you. Grow in your spirit. And when you're up there being convicted and you feel like you're going to fall in the hole of being condemned, just rest. Rest in Jesus Christ, because he finished it. Thank you, guys.
We've all heard the saying that hurt people, right? What if today we embrace the fact that loved people love people? And you're loved today. You're loved today. So just like we heard Pastor Jurg with the bag of chips, we got to pass that on to other people. Loved people love people. Can I tell you today that if you've never embraced and accepted the love that Jesus came to give you. He endured suffering. He endured persecution. He endured ridicule. He was spit upon. He had a crown of thorns pressed into his skull. He was mocked. He was beaten. And he went to a cross, and he paid for your sin, and he paid for my sin. And Pastor Jurg shared in Romans 5:8, God demonstrated his love for us, and that while we were still in our sin, Jesus died for us. You know what that looks like today? It looks like you confess your sin. God, I'm sorry. I've done something wrong. I do wrong every single day. Every one of us have. And you confess that sin, and you place your faith and trust in the price that Jesus paid on the cross, so that someday when you die, Jesus said in John 14, I am going to prepare a place for you. And I'm going to come again someday and get you